What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today, yup, the face cam is out, which means it's time for another Kakis rant video, and oh boy, do I have some things to say. And so, let's get started. Now, late last night, I just got back from my family vacation. We were celebrating my dad's birthday in Napa Valley. We had a wonderful time, but this did mean I missed out on the Thursday I was away. And normally, every Thursday, I cover the TWID or the TWAB, the weekly update, in a video. But I thought, hey, obviously, family first, how bad can it be? It's not like Bungie is going to upset the entire Destiny 2 community by releasing the most tone-deaf, the most disconnected changes from what the community actually wants, and have multiple people calling this the worst weekly update of all time. In the 10 years of the Destiny franchise, this is the worst, most tone-deaf, most disconnected from reality weekly update we have ever seen. Spoiler alert! That's exactly what happened. And man, let's talk about why these changes are coming across as just so tone deaf and just the opposite of what Destiny 2 players want and frankly need right now. So, I'm not going to go over every single line here. I'm just going to talk about the highlights, or I should say the lowlights. First of all, solo ops bonuses. Okay, solo ops is intended to be a quick, reliable way to earn power when you have time to kill at the start or end of a session or need to complete a few objectives in a low-stress, low-commitment venue. It was never intended to be the above-all best method for leveling for all player types. Anyone could have seen that giving Solo Ops Caldera and Solo Ops K1 and every Solo Ops one completion reward, and then also having battlegrounds that have like 17 different, boss health gates in them, the same one completion reward. Anyone could have seen that that was going to be an issue. Okay, Bungie? Just give every Fireteam Ops 2 completion rewards. Problem solved. Anyways, they say, but right now, the speed, the ease, and consistency of earning top rewards is drowning out most other options, especially at 400 plus. To start balancing this with other portal activities, we are using a relatively light touch. Reduced power earned for a given grade in Solo Ops by 1 compared to Fireteam Ops, Pinnacle Ops, and Crucible. So, they nerfed Solo Ops. They nerfed Solo Ops. Now, yes, it's still going to be hyper efficient with this nerf, but that's not the point. The point is, everyone was grinding Solo Ops because it was hilariously more efficient than most other methods, and again, you didn't need a fire team, right? So, initially, when the power grind started, when, the Edge of Fate kind of first released, you had people saying, well, listen, you guys are complaining about always grinding solo ops. That's actually your fault. If you simply play other activities, then yeah, okay, you'll level up a little bit slower, but you'll have a better time. That is actually a pretty true statement, and especially was a true statement back then. It's like if you are hating grinding solo ops, the same solo ops for 12 hours a day, you don't have to be doing that. You are somewhat doing that to yourself. But the problem is that as we played these solo ops, we discovered things about them and we optimized. And you have stuff, and the best example is we found out that the solar hammers, or more specifically the sunspots on the Solar Titan, that goes through the shield of the boss for K1. So you can just skip the mechanics for the boss fight. And so it wasn't just like you were being a bit more efficient with solo ops. Because solo ops got so much more optimized, you were hilariously more efficient. You were getting rewards at twice, triple the rate compared to other activities. Like, it was just such a no-brainer. And it got so efficient that you felt bad. Like, if I had to go do, an onslaught or something like that, frankly, I don't even know why I'm saying that. I didn't do an onslaught. I didn't do anything else because I was like, dude, doing this onslaught is so much less efficient. I am missing out on so much gear. It just feels bad. Like I'm so unoptimized. It just feels like I'm wasting my time. That was the problem, still is the problem with solo ops. But here is the biggest thing that apparently Bungie hasn't been paying attention to. Everyone is out there grinding solo ops for 12 hours a day, and we still think it's too slow. No one comes out of a 15-hour Caldera Mines session, their shift in the Caldera Mines, and goes, wow, what a wonderful experience. I truly rocketed up in power. Especially if I'm in the 400 to 450 power band. I'm having so much fun, made such good gains today. They're always saying, that sucked. I hated this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Dude, that's the thing. That is why this is so disconnected from the player base. Everyone thinks that leveling is just a bit too slow right now, even with grinding solo ops. Why do I have to grind solo ops for 12 hours a day for multiple days just to reach, the 400s, and then, God, in the 400s, it's the same amount of time, actually. It's multiple days, 12-hour days, getting to 450. It just doesn't feel good. It feels way too slow. It feels unsatisfying. It just isn't what people are enjoying right now. Now, maybe there's someone out there, I'm sure there's someone watching this video who's going to let me know how wrong I am because they enjoy it. That's great, dude. Go tweet that you enjoy it and see how many likes you get. I guarantee you won't get as many likes. I guarantee you won't get 1/1000th of the amount of engagement and people agreeing with you as the people saying that they hate it. Right? It's about consensus. It's about averages. It's about statistics. The vast majority of people that I have seen do not like this power leveling system in terms of the speed, mainly. There's some people who say, I actually like being able to do whatever I want to do and still gain power, blah, 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 but it's mainly about the speed, just how slow it is. So why are we nerfing the most efficient method when people are saying the most efficient method still feels too slow? That is, and this is the biggest thing that people are upset about. It's like, Bungie, we have told you so many times, we have said so many times that it's too slow to level. You should be trying to leave solo ops alone and then make changes to fireteam ops and other things in the raid that would maybe even push that ahead of solo ops. So then you're taking the pressure valve off of solo ops while also at the same time improving the speed that people are leveling up by buffing the crap out of fireteam ops, for example. So that's one complete bozo change. But it's like, it's like they couldn't end there. They also went and nerfed Pinnacle Ops. So the one other activity, the one other thing that people were sometimes playing aside from solo ops was Pinnacle Ops when it was a good time. When the Mint Retrograde was in Starcrossed, even when it was in Kel's Fall, that's what we were doing. Because Pinnacle Ops was still pretty efficient if you could get a good team together, and pretty rewarding. Not as rewarding as solo ops, but rewarding enough. They nerfed Encore, they nerfed Starcrossed, they nerfed Whisper. What are you doing? Like, what? Starcrossed end activity engrams reduced to 1? What are you doing? Like, you just said solo ops isn't meant to be the all-star must-do activity, and then you nerf the crap out of the one activity that was competing with solo ops? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's like the one thing people were doing aside from solo ops is getting really good teams and doing Encore and mainly Starcrossed. What are you doing? What are you doing, Bungie? That doesn't make any sense. The logic does not track. Oh, too many people are playing solo ops. Let's absolutely gut the one thing people are playing aside from solo ops. And again, nobody Nobody out there was like, wow, wow, if I play Starcross so efficiently, the leveling system doesn't feel that bad. 400 to 450 feels like a breeze. Find me that tweet. I haven't found it. Apparently Bungie found it, okay? Because I haven't seen anyone say that. Everyone still thinks it sucks, dude. Everyone is still like, oh, it's still so slow. What are you doing? There should be zero nerfs here. Zero nerfs. K1 as fast as possible with the most optimized, the Titan that goes through the shield, skipping mechanics, doing that over and over and over again as efficiently as possible, still felt too slow. Why would you nerf anything? The only thing you should be doing, Bungie, is buffing up other activities to reach the level of that and beyond. That would actually feel good. It would feel like Bungie is listening because, again, this is like the number one complaint from Destiny players is that the leveling is too slow. So why in the hell would you nerf the most efficient things and make leveling slower? Because, like, let's be honest, liminality suddenly getting 2 rewards, no one gives a crap. No one's gonna farm liminality still. Maybe give it 4 rewards, and then it would become efficient. Like, I'm not even kidding. It would have to be 3 or 4 rewards before it even became worth looking at. So this is just like, we are doing the complete opposite of what people want. Oh, and then, I almost forgot. We have this Prime Engram's absolutely beautiful change. Okay, so you think it's already so slow going the most optimal route and staying in a solo ops every single minute of the day? Well, now I have some fun. You're going to have to spend 10 minutes loading into the tower with all console players. No offense, console players, but it's true. Loading into the tower for 5 to 10 minutes to decrypt your Prime Engrams. Now, I know why Bungie's doing this. Like, if I'm being for real, people are like, this is insane, they're farming playtime. I actually do know why Bungie is doing this. I've had so many people, when I'm streaming, come in and say, I'm 400, I don't know how to level up. Every reward I get is my level. And they don't know that you have to get a Prime drop, and that will give you a slight increase. Because there's not really an easy way to tell that you got a Prime drop. So Bungie doing this is like, you got a Prime, go to the tower, this is your Prime, and it'll obviously be a big event that'll drop, +3, and you'll say, oh, I have to get these special Prime Engrams. That's what is going to let me level up from 400 to 450. That's why they're doing it. Terrible idea still. I don't want to go to the damn tower all the time and just like break my momentum and just take even longer. That it would just make everything even longer of a slog. Now, thankfully, Bungie's already reversed course on this. As you can see right here, they did say, hey, we got to do something so that people can actually tell like what is a Prime and kind of realize like Primes are the only way to level up after 400. But this is just not it. So, hey, gotta give them props for that one. But like, oh my god, this was like definitely part of why people were getting so mad. Like, they nerfed the best activities and then you artificially inflate the grind because we have to load into the tower to do every single Prime. Just a complete disaster. And then I also want to quickly go over, before we end with another major complaint, just going over like the stuff they're doing with Ash and Iron with the loadout restrictions. Like, we're adding a new selection of loadout restrictions modifiers alongside with expert tier, only using explosive weapons, medieval weapons, old west weapons. It's like, bro, just let me use my build. Let me use my build. Like, as you get higher and higher level and you have to put on more modifiers, they just get so annoying. They're not challenging. They're just annoying. And it's like, if you're forcing people to like use these weird modifiers, like, I don't know, just make the enemies harder, for goodness sakes. Just make the enemies harder. Just make them have more health. Make me have to optimize my build in terms of like squeezing every bit of damage out of it. But the restrictions, I think people are just really getting tired of like how restrictive. You can't change your loadout, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's just like frustrating, right? Like and again, it's just like people have not responded well to a lot of these modifiers that reduce what they can use, reduce the viability of certain builds and all this stuff, and then you're just like doing even more of that is frustrating. But then we have the epic raid. So the they say on July 19th, the Desert Perpetual raid was released to the world. Yeah, it was, and it didn't go well. Right? Like, let's be honest, dude. Most people did not enjoy this. I felt it was just 4 damage sponge bosses in a row. Oh, on top of that, the power delta was glitched. That's why everyone doesn't want to talk about. The enemies were not what the advertised enemies should be in terms of what contest mode, like what we were expecting. Not to mention, the people that tested the raid and said that they beat it were using stuff like the Grand Overture that Bungie banned. Like, what are we doing here? So people are like, hey, this is we can just barely beat it with Grand Overture, and Bungie disables that for the day one. Anyways, they're putting contest mode back on. It's another big, like, day one thing on September 20th. Like, man, I'm not gonna lie. My entire raid team does not want to do this. Like, I posted this. I was like, hey, like, anyone game, and no one and frankly I don't want to do this. It like, man, these raid day ones, a lot of the fun is like figuring out new mechanics and seeing like a brand new raid in it's usually a new area, just crazy bosses. It's like fighting probably the same bosses with, yeah, it says change the mechanics. Oh man, it's just gonna be like more annoying. I don't know, man. Like I have zero desire to do this. It's just like thinking about another 2.0 contest mode of Desert Perpetual. Like, oh man. The only reason I would do this, I would force myself to do this just for content. I would not have any fun. On top of that, Not Swap is now on. So if you change around your stuff too much, you're going to lose your ability energy, your special ammo, your heavy ammo. So, Bungie, you released a contest mode raid, the original Desert Perpetual, that essentially required swapping to kill these bosses. I know someone's going to be like, I said it didn't actually require swapping. Okay, well, just 99% of teams did it. So, okay, it seems pretty effective to me. So it required swapping. And then now for the epic version, now it's not swap. What do you want from us, Bungie? So this was part of the problem. Bungie nerfed the Sanguine Alchemy by saying, oh, you can't swap to it. You're going to have a penalty for swapping to it because we don't like all the crazy swaps. Which is like, if that's the direction you're going to go that direction. But pick a lane! Because they're like, they nerfed the Sanguine Alchemy. They say in the TWAB they nerf it. We don't like swaps. Then they put out the DP contest mode where you need swaps or else you are not even going to get close to being able to kill these bosses, right? And then now for the epic version, not swap is on. What is the, like, pick a lane, Bungie. What are we doing here? Pick a lane. And I think not swap is stupid. Just have the bosses have a reasonable amount of health so that if I don't have 5 hunters like absolutely abusing the crap out of grapple, I can still kill this boss, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I just think it's like, what in the mixed signals is this update? I don't even know what to say. Oh, and featured gear and seasonal mods will be a thing this time. So, okay. But, like, I don't know. The hype for this is just zero. I've actually seen a couple of people, I think it was the people in some of the top teams of Desert Perpetual, if not the world's first team, are like boycotting it because they're like, not swap is so annoying. We don't want to play with no swaps. And also, I don't know, it just seems like this is just not the time to do this stuff, guys. The end of the day, here's the thing. This is not the time for any of this. This is the worst possible timing Bungie could have ever done. I just made a video a couple days ago about the First Descendant Season 3. And it's like, yeah, it's a sponsor video, but here's the truth. The First Descendant is still overall a fun game that a ton of people play to this day. Like, a ton of people I see play the First Descendant still. It's another looter shooter. It's completely free to play. Guess what comes out in like a couple of weeks? Borderlands 4. That is an absolute swing and schlong in the world of looter shooters. Borderlands 4. Massive name in the looter shooters. Arguably like popularized the looter shooter genre. That's coming out in a couple of weeks. You also have Warframe, which I hear nothing but good things about. Trust me, Warframe, if you haven't heard about Warframe players, they're too busy. They don't play the game. They just tell you on Twitter how good Warframe is. But like, seriously, what are we doing here? If Bungie was going to nerf solo ops and they had any sense, dude, at least wait until after, like, at least wait, not now, not just before Borderlands 4, dude. Like, why would you make the game more grindy, more annoying just before Borderlands? This is like Borderlands 4, dude, Borderlands 4 probably had this TWAB up in the boardroom going, we've done it. What? 100,000 more pre-orders, boys. Like, this is crazy. Is someone on the inside, dude? Is someone on the inside at Bungie, they got stock in 2K? Is someone a Gearbox investor? Like, what are we doing here? What a time to piss off the entire community right before your competitor is launching another massive looter shooter. What are we doing here, guys? Like, it just, I can't even believe it. The timing is just so bad, dude. And so I think Bungie has to reverse course on literally all of these changes, except for, like, I guess buffing Fireteam Ops or whatever. But, like, don't nerf solo ops. It's still too slow with solo ops as efficient as it is. Actually do some big chungus buffs of Fireteam Ops, not giving one extra reward to liminality. I want everything to have 2 rewards. Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh, people will level up too fast and play or gain too much. Who cares? And also reverse the nerfs to Pinnacle Ops right now. Like, that, again, that's insane that you would say too many people are playing solo ops will nerf the one other thing they were playing aside from solo ops. And also, let people swap. Like, who cares, dude? Let people swap in the raid race. We already have to go through against, you know, the biggest Healthgate bullet sponge bosses. Let people swap. And if you're worried about people literally not having the damage to be able to beat these bosses without swapping, well, then nerf the bosses. Or how about stop banning all the good weapons just before the raid for no reason other than they're good? Can someone explain that to me? Like, the Outbreak Perfected, was that glitched? No, it was just good. Okay, the 3rd iteration, fine, it was literally glitched. There's been no nerf to the Outbreak because it's literally just good. I think that is the most cringe, stupid crap that Bungie will disable guns literally because they're good. Oh, this is too good. Bro, that's the point? I'm supposed to use the best stuff, the really good stuff, the stuff that's really good in this raid. Stop disabling it. Anyways, complete disaster of an update. Everyone's mad. Just when Bungie actually got some community sentiment back with Solstice. I loved Solstice. I made a video saying Solstice saved Destiny 2. A lot of people disagreed with me, but I don't care. It did. If Solstice didn't happen, dude, and we had the same leveling system, it'd be a disaster. it would be complete disaster, man. Like Solstice, if you look at the player numbers, like things really evened out for Solstice, frankly increased for a lot of days where people were coming back playing Solstice. You know, people in the 300s were getting random tier 5s out of luck. Some people didn't get lucky, but a lot of people did. And when they did get lucky, it was like a huge moment, a huge plus for their account. So all that goodwill is just dumped now with this TWAB. And yeah, I think Bungie needs to put out not only a complete reversal of all these changes, but frankly, an apology. Because this is just so tone deaf. This is the opposite of what players want. And if they're going to continue down this path, catch me on Borderlands 4. Because I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying the leveling system. And I think they're close. I think we just need a few improvements. We need... You know, we need better loot for Fireteam Ops. We need more special events. Double loot in Fireteam Ops one day. The next day, double in Pinnacle Ops, right? Whatever is featured, double the loot or whatever. Like, have special 72-hour double drops for certain things. Like, you could do a lot more fun things that would engage people with the game, that would also at the same time improve the leveling system. And I just cannot believe they're going the direction of the exact opposite of what the community wants at a time when their competitors are about to drop brand new massive games in the looter shooter genre. Crazy. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 or Borderlands 4 or First Descendant or Warframe content, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to keep in touch with me, follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked right in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.